All right, so the Fed cut rates by 0.25%, which means that mortgage rates dropped, right? Well, not necessarily. Let's take a look at the market and see where we were at as a result of the Fed rate cut. So, one of the biggest factors in mortgage rates is the forward momentum of what's coming, what's next, what are the projections for employment, what are the projections for inflation, and that's what drives mortgage rates. The Federal Reserve cutting the interest rates by 0.25% doesn't necessarily mean that mortgage rates dropped 0.25%. What has happened over the last 2 weeks, well, almost 4 weeks, is that mortgage rates have improved about 0.375% in anticipation of the Federal Reserve cutting the interest rates. So while it is good news that the Federal Reserve cut rates, the mortgage market has already been pricing in this Federal Reserve rate cut, which is why we have started to see mortgage rates decline. Now, what happened after the Federal Reserve officially cut the interest rates by 0.25%? You can see that we actually lost some of our gains, which means that mortgage rates have crept back up a little bit within the last 24 hours because of this Federal Reserve rate cut. Now, did the rate cut itself cause mortgage rates to go up? Of course not. What caused the mortgage rates to slowly creep back up and lose some of those gains is all of the conversation behind the scenes of the press conference and why the rate cut was justified, and then what's coming. There are still a lot of what ifs involving the tariffs and inflation, and the Federal Reserve did make it known that they are concerned with continuing inflation and that they are concerned that if they cut the rates too much, inflation will get worse. Inflation is one of the arch nemesis of mortgage rates, which just that commentary alone was enough to drive mortgage rates or to help them creep back up and to lose some of those gains that we've seen. So that's the real story behind the Federal Reserve rate cut and mortgage rates and how mortgage rates were impacted by that rate cut. And you can clearly see that just because the Federal Reserve cut rates doesn't necessarily mean that mortgage rates were cut as well.